Tension after buying house. My partner, 27 male, and I, 30 female, have been together for close to 6 years and recently bought a house together. It has been really awesome and has brought us a lot closer together, but we've noticed some tension with our mutual friends. We have been close friends with another couple similar in age for close to 5 years. We have all had the goal to buy a house and often talked about our plans and listing. The difference is that while we talked, my partner and I put in the work and action. We found a broker and agent, got pre-approved for a mortgage and looked at listings, went to viewings almost every day. We put in many offers that got turned down. When we finally had our offer accepted, we were ecstatic. The market is absolutely insane right now and houses are selling for 100k 500k over asking. When we told our mutual friends, they were happy for us, but since then things haven't been the same. We don't bring up our house at all. To be honest, I avoid the topic because I know it could make them uncomfortable. We also make sure we go to their place as often as possible when we hang out. I've just found lately things have gotten more tense. The bitterness is starting to show more and they keep blowing us off when we reach out. I'm not sure what we can do. I love them both and I would hate for this to ruin the friendship. Is there anything we can say or do? Too long did not read. My partner and I bought a house after years of saving and looking for the right place. This has caused tension between our mutual friends who had a similar goal. They are avoiding us and don't want to hang out as much now. Is there anything we can do or say to address this? I would not say something. How long has it been? They are likely just struggling with their own jealousy and emotions. Unless they are actively being mean, then drawing attention to it will only make them feel worse. Just keep doing what you are doing. They'll either get over it or the friendship will die. IMHO. Calling them out on it will only kill it. This is a less emotional version of a couple struggling with infertility needing more space from pregnant friends. They'll either take space and find a way to be happy for you or they won't. It sounds like you may be outgrowing your friends. This is fairly common. Those aren't your friends. My best friend is my same age, 30. She bought a house last year and we were so happy for her. We bought him a housewarming gift and told her the house was beautiful. Our other friends including myself do not own homes yet. We still celebrate because that's so awesome of her and I know how hard she's worked for it. You're gonna have to bring it up with them, just keep it light. Something along the lines of, is everything okay? Maybe I'm looking too far into it but it seems like you don't want to spend time together, can we talk about that? And see what they say. Could be a subtle jealousy, could be they aren't financially ready for a house but really want to be, could be that you all are growing apart and that happens too. I'd have a direct conversation with them. Maybe they will come around when they get their own place. Otherwise, I'd have a conversation about their attitude shift, and if there is anything you can do on your end to make things like they used to be. This isn't your problem and nothing you can do to fix it. Our fellow Dutch person, if they're real friends, they will be happy that it worked out for you and not turn jealous and distant. I don't think they are really friends. Congrats on buying your home. Open mouth smile. How incredible. I don't know what to say about your friends. I like to confront things head on. Maybe your friends are having problems in their relationship. Who knows? Give it some time. There isn't much you can do about it, they let jealousy get the better of them. You can keep on reaching out to hang out until they come around. Or they may choose to cut ties together. Nothing wrong you did or can do. Either way, the housing market is in weird waters right now. More and more experts are predicting a crash or a correction will happen at some point, so they may get a chance to buy a cheaper home soon. Give it time, give it space. It's rough out there. You clearly understand that. Do not bring it up for the love of God. I wouldn't do anything either, as suggested by other comments. The friendship may die. But that is not your problem. It's theirs. Looks like they have a shaky foundation for a friendship with you. I'd cultivate friendships elsewhere. They can't be relied upon. Friends can be jealous in a healthy way. I'll often say, oh my God, that's amazing. I'm so jealous, I'm so pleased for you. I think there's probably more context here that we're not aware of. Are you acting differently or bragging even? Also, they may just coincidentally be dealing with some stuff. If they're as good friends to you as you say, I'd probably even approach one of them one-to-one and say something like, hey, noticed you've been a bit of recently, is everything okay with you? If they brush it off as nothing and insist they're fine, then carry on as normal. The friendship may just fizzle out. Comes off as smug. They might be thinking, you guys have a house, then why are we always hosting? Your friends failed to do it right or be in the same position you and your partner are in that got you to be homeowners. Maybe their money isn't right. Maybe their expectations are too high for what they are willing to pay. Maybe your friends put in a bid on your house first and didn't mention it after you unknowingly bought it out from under them. Not enough info here. Misery loves company, so if they want to act toxic and jealous, maybe stepping back from those friends would be a good ideal. No need for jealous people to rain on your sunshine. You and your partner deserve to be happy and have no reason to be ashamed of your success. G. People need to stop giving out participation awards so when they are adults they can accept failure like adults. It's a life high to some people, maybe feeling a bit sorry for themselves. Definitely would avoid talking about it unless they bring it up. Offer activities away from that sort of topic, movies, bowling, etc. if they distance themselves a bit want till they reach out. Who knows, maybe they just thought they were above you guys and now they feel insecure. Hey, firstly, not sure where you live, but in my city buying a house is now a class thing. Depending on your occupation or background, you really just cannot buy a house in the city at all. So you should be aware that maybe your friends just cannot do what you have done, no matter how much they save. That's clearly going to cause a divide. I'm not sure what the answer would be in that case. Tricky situation. Maybe lightly mentioning how hard of a market it is and how you are happy to all have housing stability for now, and can't wait for them to get their own place when the time is right and the market calms down. Maybe also mentioning how difficult of a process it was could help, and letting them know you are open to letting them know about how the process works. Don't ever dim the light of your blessings to make anyone comfortable in or out of your presence. Let your light shine so others can see the goodness of God. Best wishes to you. Allow that friendship to fizzle. Be in the company of those who can be consistent with you in the happy and trying times of life. Where I live you can buy a flat for $500K. Ignore it. I'd also not hang out with them as much. It's best to meet more people who praise and inspire you. OMG, it's a house. How can real friends be jealous over the fact you bought a house for yourself? You need somewhere to live, you need a roof over your head. How can you be upset that your friend bought shelter for themselves? Sad face. That's so sad. Congratulations, honestly, in this market, pat yourself on the back. Welcome to the world of homeowners, and really congratulations to you both. So sad you and your partner can't even bring up your house or have those friends over, even though you're rightfully ecstatic about finally owning a house. I'd let myself grieve them and then move on. Honestly, a bizarre thing to be jealous about. If my mate and his girlfriend bought a house together, I'd give them both a high five and get a housewarming gift. You haven't done anything wrong, let them deal with whatever it is. IDK. Something my mother did that was truly obnoxious. As I was going through bankruptcy, she and my stepdad pulled money out of their 401k to buy a home, following their eviction from a rental. After the home purchase, she talked non-stop about furniture shopping, home goods shopping, shopping. While I was going through one of the most stressful events of my life, and living in poverty. It was really heartless and disgusting. Just don't do something like that and I think you'll be fine. True friends and allies always reveal themselves at the most critical milestones of your lives. There are people who are happy as long as the status quo is maintained and nobody is progressing before they do. Then they are your bestest friend. The moment you buy a home, get a promotion, make more money, get engaged, meet someone who treats you the way you should be treated, or any kind of progress in your life, they show their true colors. Their own happiness is dependent upon your lack of success. These two people could fall into that category, which means you need to be more vigilant of what you share with them. We also make sure we go to their place as often as possible when we hang out. Are you sure they prefer that? If a friend of mine bought a house and then didn't want to host anymore, I'd think it was a bit weird. And if I was already dealing with jealousy and self-loathing, I might perceive that as being about me. Are you sure there's bitterness? Like you mentioned, you all talked about it, but you and your partner were the only ones who put it into action. Is their financial situation the same as yours? My boyfriend and I have friends who bought a house last year. We've all been talking about the process, but they were the only ones that had the circumstances to allow them to follow through. Edited for wrong word. Unless you know for certain that they're jealous that you bought a house, it doesn't do any good to make assumptions, because you can't read their minds. It's possible that they're just busy. Do you have any specific examples of what they've been doing? Are you sure it is house related? Are you sure this is the issue? What have they said or done, specifically, to make you feel that they are jealous of your house? You've done nothing wrong and there's nothing you need do. These friends are jealous and will have to work through that feeling themselves. Good friends should be happy for you rather than perturbed. It's possible that the issue isn't really with you two. It could just be that they are blaming each other for not doing the same sort of things you did, and they're just trying to avoid those arguments by avoiding you too. If you do have a conversation with them about it, don't do it while they're both together, or it will only make things worse. You might have a more productive discussion with them separately. Expect that they'll both say they wanted X and the other person didn't follow through. The truth will be a mix of the two stories. The difference is while we talked my partner and I put in the work and action, if my friend spoke like this I wouldn't want to be friends with you either. You actually sound like the bitter one here. I'm sure the house you bought is an older house, either that or semi-townhouse, so maybe get off your high horse and do some self-reflecting on why your friends don't want to be around you and why friends of yours avoid you. Do you have any actual examples of tension or bitterness? What makes you so sure it's related to the house? There's a decent chance this is all in your head. Bitterness is showing how. Is them blowing you off the only example available? Because depending on how they're doing it, there could likely be no bitterness at all and you're projecting that onto them. I'm also experiencing the same after purchasing a house. I seriously lucked into the house I got. Unfortunately, you can't control their feelings, envy. You can either keep reaching out so they know you still care while riding out the tantrum, or just stop and see where it falls. But you are not responsible for their emotions. I'm not really hearing any reasons as to why you think they're jealous. Be patient with them. You don't know if they're actually bitter or if other things are going on with them. Maybe they're not blowing you off because of this, but rather issues at work or with family or with their health. I would not mention the house thing to them at all. Instead, just keep being normal. Reach out to them like usual. Hopefully things will return to how they were. And if they don't, ask them if they're okay. Tell them you notice they've been kind of absent and see if there's anything going on that you can help with. It sounds like they need some space. It's entirely possible to feel happy for someone else but sad at the same time for yourself. They may be struggling a bit. I would give them some time and remain friendly. Who the hell is managing to sell their house for $500,000 over the asking price? Why don't you invite him over? Have you offered them information about your broker and path to making offers, finding open houses, etc.? There are two kinds of people you will encounter in your life: the ones who celebrate your successes with you because they are happy that you are happy, even if you have something that they do not, and the ones who are bitter about your successes because they perceive you succeeding as them failing by comparison, and they cannot be happy if they do not have at least as much as you. Surround yourself with the first sort, and let the second sort go, because they cannot actually add anything of value to your life. They will only be happy when your life is on par or worse than their own. This reads is pretty condescending. It's lonely at the top are saying that's true. There are a lot of people that will come around when you're down for a variety of reasons, but it takes a true, emotionally mature friend to put their ego aside and be truly happy for you when you achieve something like that. When I got my dream home I thought, great, now I can entertain and everyone can enjoy this place with me. But it didn't go that way. Few were happy for me and wanted to come visit, and my own sibling and mom were very, very bitter and complained about the place during their stay, and it was a terrible time. Super disappointing, but it happens. Don't assume it's about the house, don't even mention it, but maybe gently point out how you feel distant from them and like something might be wrong. Ask if you had done anything to upset anyone. See what they say. If they react poorly, they suck and I'd ditch them. I'm pretty sure it's not that deep and they probably don't actually really care. You probably just think they care because you're the one the edge over them. Jealousy shows you the ugly side of people. Unfortunately, man shrugging, all you can do is try to keep being their friends, but if they don't meet you halfway, it is what it is. At that point it would be time to find other people to hang out with.